Hi friends, I am Vandana Yadav and I am working as a legal intern with Lexis and Company. आज का हमारा टॉपिक है आर्टिकल 21 ऑफ द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। बिफोर डिफाइनिंग इट हम इसके बारे में एक बात जान लेते हैं कि आर्टिकल 21 पूरे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का सबसे ज़्यादा बार इंटरप्रेट किया जाने वाला आर्टिकल है। आर्टिकल 21 is available to both the citizens and non-citizens. It has been inspired from the American Constitution. And Article 21 says it talks about the protection of life and personal liberty. It declares that no person shall be deprived of his life or personal liberty except according to the procedure established by law, which is different from the American Article 21, which says no person shall be deprived of his life or personal liberty except the due process of law. क्योंकि कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को बने हुए काफ़ी वक्त हो गया है, सो विद चेंजिंग टाइम्स वी नीड अमेंडमेंट्स इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। और आज के वीडियो में हम देखेंगे कि कैसे द कीवर्ड्स ऑफ आर्टिकल 21 दैट इज़ लाइफ एंड पर्सनल लिबर्टी, कैसे उनकी मीनिंग इवॉल्व हुई है ओवर द ईयर्स बाय केस टू केस। There are basically three keywords in right to life and personal liberty. The first is life, the second is personal liberty, and the other is procedure established by law. अमेरिकन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में ड्यू प्रोसेस ऑफ लॉ की बात की गई है। ड्यू प्रोसेस ऑफ लॉ का मतलब है कोर्ट के पास पावर है कि वो लेजिस्लेटिव एंड एग्जीक्यूटिव दोनों को कंट्रोल कर सके। दैट इज़ द कोर्ट कैन क्वेश्चन बोथ प्रोसीजरल एंड द सब्सटैंटिव लॉज. The court can ask by its own right two questions कि क्या आपके पास पावर है लॉ बनाने का, द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, एंड द सेकंड क्वेश्चन, अगर आपके पास पावर है तो क्या ये नेचुरल जस्टिस के कंप्लायंट है। और अगर दोनों ही प्रश्नों का उत्तर हाँ है, अगर दोनों ही प्रश्नों का उत्तर नहीं है, देन द कोर्ट कैन डिक्लेयर दैट लॉ इज़ इनवैलिड. B.R. Ambedkar, who was the chairman of the drafting committee and a very significant hand in the making of the Constitution of India, wanted the due process of law in India to be a part of Indian Constitution. But opposed to him was Aladi Krishna Iyer. He said that in case of social legislations, we will have a problem if we bring the due process of law. So we adopted the procedure established by law. Till 1978, we got protection only against arbitrary executive action and not from arbitrary legislative action. 1978 में आ गया था मेनका गांधी केस, जिसने प्रोसीजर स्टैब्लिश बाय लॉ का स्कोप बहुत बढ़ा दिया था. In 1950, in the famous Gopalan case, the Supreme Court had taken a very narrow interpretation, but in 1978 Menka Gandhi case, the Supreme Court overruled the judgment given in the Gopalan case. It ruled that the right to life and personal liberty of a person can be deprived by a law provided the procedure prescribed by the law is reasonable, fair and just. In effect, the protection under Article 21 should be available not only against arbitrary executive action but also against arbitrary legislative action. Now let us come to the second keyword, which is the personal liberty. A.K. Gopalan case versus State of Madras. A.K. Gopalan was detained under Preventive Detention Act, so he challenged this act, saying that this act is infringing his personal liberty. Supreme Court said that personal liberty is infringed only in two cases. The first in case of physical restraint and the second in case of coercion. This was a narrow interpretation though. After this came the Menka Gandhi case, जिसके बारे में अभी हमने बात की, वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया. मेनका गांधी का पासपोर्ट गवर्नमेंट ने सीज कर लिया बिना किसी रीज़न दिए हुए. This action of the government was challenged in the Supreme Court by saying that this was an infringement of a personal liberty. Narrow definition given in the Gopalan case was overruled and a wider one was given by the Supreme Court in Menka Gandhi case, जहाँ पे किसी भी लॉ को पास होने के लिए टेस्ट ऑफ रीजनेबिलिटी पास करना पड़ेगा in order to infringe the personal liberty. What is this test of reasonability? The test of reasonability says that the procedure should be just, fair and reasonable. We will come to the third keyword, that is life. This keyword contains a lot of things like environment, health, livelihood, dignity, education. Around 12 to 15 human rights are included in the right to life. Important case laws. The first is P. Rathinam versus Union of India. If a person has a right to live, does he also have a right to die? This question was discussed in this case. In this case, the petitioners were about to be punished under Section 309 of IPC because they had attempted to commit suicide. They said that under Article 21 they also have the right to die. So Section 309 should be made invalid. Supreme Court said the same, but today जिस लॉ को हम फॉलो करते हैं वो आया है एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट केस से, which is the Gyan Kaur versus State of Punjab. It was held that in Indian government the waiver of right to life is not allowed. Right to die will not be protected under Article 21 and Section 309 was made valid. We come to right to privacy जो as a separate fundamental right exist नहीं करता है and it is always inferred under Article 21. The first case related to this is Khadak Singh versus State of UP. In this case, Supreme Court said that right to life does not mean mere animal existence. In the other case, PUCL versus Union of India, which is also known as a telephone tapping case, Supreme Court clearly said that right to privacy is a part of right to life. और जब तक पब्लिक इमरजेंसी एंड पब्लिक सेफ्टी की बात ना उठे तब तक आप किसी भी राइट टू प्राइवेसी किसी की भी राइट टू प्राइवेसी इन्फ्रिंज नहीं कर सकते हैं. कमिंग टू द लास्ट पार्ट ऑफ द वीडियो, राइट टू एनवायरनमेंट. इन RLEK versus State of UP case, the facts of this case are that there was unauthorized and illegal mining going on under the Mussoorie and the Dehradun belt. RLEK wrote a letter to the Supreme Court which was considered as a writ petition. Supreme Court held that all the illegal mining should be stopped immediately. After the RLEK case, MC Mehta case, and finally the T. Damodar Rao case, Supreme Court finally said that right to live in a healthy environment is a part of Article 21.